What was the Vietnam War draft? Imagine a time when young men were called to serve in a conflict that divided a nation. The Vietnam War draft was a significant event in American history that shaped the lives of many individuals and the course of the country. The draft, officially known as the Selective Service System, was implemented during the Vietnam War to recruit soldiers for military service. It was not the first time the United States had used a draft. However, the Vietnam War brought it into the spotlight due to the controversial nature of the conflict and the widespread protests against it. In 1965, the United States escalated its involvement in Vietnam, leading to an increased need for troops. The draft was a way to fill the ranks of the military, as volunteer enlistments were not sufficient to meet the demands of the war. Young men, typically between the ages of 18 and 25, were selected through a lottery system based on their birth dates. Those chosen were required to serve in the armed forces, which often led to deployment in Vietnam. The draft faced significant opposition, particularly from anti-war activists and various segments of society who argued that it was unfair and disproportionately affected marginalized communities. Many young men sought ways to avoid the draft, including applying for deferments based on education, health, or family obligations. Some even fled the country to escape military service. As the war progressed and public sentiment shifted, the draft became increasingly unpopular. Protests erupted across the nation, with many people advocating for an end to the draft and the war itself. In response to growing dissent, the United States eventually transitioned to an all-volunteer military force in 1973, marking the end of the draft. The Vietnam War draft remains a pivotal chapter in American history, reflecting the complexities of war, citizenship, and societal values during a turbulent time. It serves as a reminder of the impact that government policies can have on individuals and the collective consciousness of a nation.